Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. And so we're going to start our process here. Most of the stuff that you see here on the counter is in your baskets that you've received. And so we're going to proceed with and/or enhancing those baskets, making it more better, I call it sometimes in my videos. Cooking with Pouncy is my channel. Anyway, we're going to get started. I do a lot of ad-libbing, so that's kind of sort of what I'm going to be doing right now as well. Here's the potatoes that you guys have in your basket, I think, sweet potatoes. They're already cooked, so all you have to do, get ready to heat them, is just heat them, if you will. But if you want to enhance those, that's what we're going to do. So I've already drained the syrup off of these. You can certainly have left the syrup on. So we're going to just put about a can and a half, okay? I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Let's just do that, okay? And we're going to call these candied yams hereafter, not just sweet potatoes, guys, okay? And we're going to put some butter in there too, guys. Told you we're going to enhance this, guys, all right? So I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of butter. That's going to be about half of this stick, all right? Let's just do that. Doesn't that look good already, guys? Yeah, I didn't say this was diet potatoes either, did I? All right, guys, one last ingredient I forgot here in this process is my cinnamon. It's just regular ground cinnamon. Okay, if I was going to do a candy to make it the candy from scratch, guys, I would have put some cinnamon sticks in there. You guys know about all that stuff too, so that makes it even more better. You guys can see that? So we're going to take these into my 400-degree oven, uncovered, and we're going to say about 45 minutes, okay? All right, next thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to make that stuffing. I know you got in your packet, you've got some cornbread stuffing mix, okay? So we're going to make it, I got to stop using improper English, saying more better, but we're going to make this cornbread stuffing more better too. All you do is read the instructions, and you can certainly do that, and just go ahead and follow the directions on the box and make your stuffing. We're going to enhance that for you guys by putting some Italian sausage in there, and we're going to have some celery sticks in there, some celery, and we're going to have some onions in there. So I'm going to put all this together, and then we're going to blend it in together with your cornbread stuffing to make it better, okay? So I'm going to turn my range on to about a medium high. I don't need any more fat in this. This is a mild Italian sausage, ground mild Italian sausage. You can certainly use whatever sausage you'd like in your own recipe, okay? But this is mild, and I'm going to use this. I don't need any more fat because this has got fat in it. Let's just do that. And that's about 8 ounces. You don't have to do this, guys, obviously. But again, we're going to make it a little bit better. And that's how we're going to get this process done. I'm going to be using some chicken stock, if you will, as well. For the liquid in here, you'll see that come together when I get done, when this gets browned off and stuff as well. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my vegetables. I've got the equivalents of 2 celery sticks here, guys. All right, we're going to cut these up. They don't have to be chopped too fine, but we're just going to do this. Get these chopped up for you. So we're going to cut that up. It's not too fine. So we got our celery cut up, and our onions are already ready to go as well. They're going to go in there. That's about a half of a medium onion. Chop that up a little bit more. I hear that meat now, guys. I do. And we're going to start breaking that up. I'm not adding any more seasoning to this, guys. Watch your sodium. This meat has already got salt in it, I believe. So we're not going to add any more salt to this. But I am going to drop about 2 tablespoons of butter in here for flavor, if you will, right off of that same stick that I used a while ago. I'm going to get that around in here, and I won't be removing it from the pan to go ahead and saute the vegetables. The vegetables are going to go in here once this meat gets done, but you want to cook this meat to doneness. You don't want pink meat at all. I've got some gravy here too, guys. Gravy's in your packet. And I don't have to show it to you, but gravy's in your packet. And it's called turkey gravy, okay? So that's in your packet. There isn't a whole lot I'm going to do for this. It's already got seasoning in it. What I'm going to do, though, is just heat it, and that's all you've got to do as well. Just heat your gravy, just as it said, I think it's on the jar. But just go ahead and heat your gravy. Again, there's not a whole lot you can do to that process. I'm going to now start adding my celery and onions. As I said, I might sprinkle a little black pepper in there, and I think I might just out of habit, but certainly no salt, right? I've got some coarse ground pepper here that I'm gonna sprinkle in there. Just regular pepper, black pepper, coarse ground it is. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little pepper in there just to taste. I think I've got enough butter in there already. And these are starting to sweat, as in they're getting translucent, and that's all you want. You want it, you don't want them mushy, all right? Because they're gonna cook some more when you put that in the oven. I'm gonna shut that off, in fact, and let it do its thing right there. And we're gonna open our cornbread mix here so we can start putting this together. Okay, I'm gonna use my little beat up granite pan. This is one I like to use because I don't make a big mess all over the place. There's one packet of cornbread, and it's got everything in it, guys. I can see it in there, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this entire process here, and we're gonna blend it in with that one box that we had, and I'm gonna add more than that in there, okay? But for now, that's that one box. What we're gonna do now, guys, is start blending that all in together. As you can see, I know that looks good, guys. And I've just got that cornbread mix in there. But I've also got, because I found it in my cupboard, some regular stuffing mix, and I'm going to put a little bit of that in there too, and I'll show it to you. I'm just going to mix it, because sometimes, you know, I've had people, I don't like cornbread. Well, I've also incorporated this with the cornbread mix, and they didn't know the difference. Oh, this is sure good. And I would say to my wife, it's got cornbread mix in it. But anyway, I'm going to mix a little bit of this in there too, and just for volume, if you will. And I won't have to open. This is about right here, okay, of this container. And the container is 12 ounces. So I'm going to be putting this much in there, all right? Mostly cornbread, right? So we can still call it cornbread stuffing. So here comes the tricky part. Not tricky. But again, this is by sight, guys, okay? We're going to start adding our liquid. So I'm going to grab some chicken stock. This is chicken stock, as I said, guys, okay? That's my liquid. I'm not adding water, I'm adding chicken stock. In fact, if you didn't have any chicken stock, you could use beef if you wanted to. If you're making your own, you can do what you want to do with it. I've done that before, too. If I didn't have one thing, I did another. So that goes way back, and if you're as old as I am, it's to an old adage that says, if you ain't got a horse, you ride a cow. I know that didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of you guys, but that's the way it is, okay? I'm doing it by sight. Now, I've put some liquid in there. I'm going to not overdo it right now, and I'm saying that because you can, if you overdo it, you got to put more crumbs, more crumbs, more crumbs. So you put your liquid in there, which is what I just did. I'm just going to let it rest for a minute just to let it absorb, and then I'll test it for consistency. If I need more liquid, I'll add more liquid, and then we'll just go to that process until I get it to the point where I want it so it holds together. And we're going to go now, set it aside, if you will. We're going to go now to our green bean operation. So, what I've got going here for the green beans, canned green beans, as you guys have them in your packet, okay? I think you got 2 or 3 or 4 cans of green beans, regular green beans. What I'm going to do here, to make these more better, I'm going to drain the water, that's what it is, off of these beans. And I've got a little cup that I usually, whenever I fry bacon, and I know a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, I always reserve my fat. It stays in my refrigerator. And this is what I'm going to use in my green beans. Here's the bacon I sauteed. I'm going to use some of this in my green beans, all right? But along with a little fat. Sounds kind of weird to say fat, but that's what it is, okay? So we're going to put a little bit of that in my saucepan here. Right? And we're going to then put our green beans in there, toss them. We're not going to cook these green beans, they're already done. So let's grab this, and does that look good? I don't think I'd eat it with a spoon though. All right, let's just do that. I said about a tablespoon, so 2 of these, all right? All right? That is plenty. That's all you need, because like I said, all I want to do is coat those beans, and there's the floating around there, melting all by itself, if you can see that. I could have just dumped the beans in there, of course, with the water that came with them. That's no fun, guys. You want to make them taste good. So if you can do that, please do that. And I actually don't have anything else going in there other than a little black pepper. And that again is to taste. No salt, guys. These already got salt in them. So let's take the stuffing again here, test it for consistency. I can tell I'm going to need some more, not a whole lot. See, it's kind of holding together there, right? And I'll stop again. You don't want to get it wet, all right? So let's just do this again. And I'll toss it again, and I'll let it sit again for a little bit longer. But I think I've got enough now, just from experience, all right? It's looking good, guys. It is. Looks better than just dumping it out of the box. But again, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. You just put some water in it, follow the instructions, and there you go, right? So we're gonna just let that sit again. Here's our beans. And all I'm gonna do is toss these now, right? I'm just gonna toss them, just that black pepper, and they'll be coated now with that oil that I put, call it oil, grease that I put in there, right? And that's it. No more salt, just a little pepper, guys, right? And then we're gonna put some bacon, some of that bacon chips, or diced bacon, I should say, in there. Toss that as well. Doesn't that sound good, guys? We're gonna shake some bacon in there. That's for flavor, right? That's just for flavor. Here's your green beans. Toss them with the bacon. Looks good, guys. All right, they're done. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now with those nice bubbly sweet potatoes, or candy yams, we're gonna call them now. We're gonna put our marshmallows on there and let them melt. Yeah, these are looking good. Yep, they are. All right. Okay. Again, this is by sight, guys, all right? And I'm just gonna put some of these wonderful marshmallows. I don't know why they're all sticking together, but it is what it is. I might add, guys, these are not diet marshmallows either. That make any sense? No. Okay, we're gonna put these back and let the marshmallows do their thing. Our stuffing is ready here. Stuffing is ready. It's got just the right consistency here, guys. When I say that, guys, what I mean by that is that as it holds together, and I think maybe you might be able to see that, because when I press it, which is what I'm doing, I'm pressing it and I want to see it holding together, not crumbly like that, right? So when I do that and it sticks together, it tells me I've got enough moisture in there. So as to when I put it in the oven, it's not gonna dry out either. Let's do that. We're gonna take this now, we're gonna put it in our pan that you have in your packet as well. One of these aluminum pans. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take some of this stuffing. And again, you don't have to cook it. I could actually eat this like it is, okay? So let's just take some of this stuffing though, guys. Put it in our pan like this, all right? Because we're gonna put this whole thing in the oven. And because I don't have the exact turkey that you guys got in your packet, sorry about that, guys. I don't have that here handy with me right now, so I can't do that turkey deal. But I did get a little turkey breast that I'm going to use in lieu of that, because I don't have the one you got in your packet, right? So I'm putting it, you might notice I'm kind of fluffing it rather, and I'm doing that, guys, because I don't want to pack it in there. I want some air. You see what I'm saying? I want it loose in there, right? So that it'll heat through and through and yada yada yada, all right? Let me talk about the corn for a second here too. I'm not going to bother with opening these cans of corn, guys. It's just corn. It's whole kernel corn, and there's not a whole lot to be done with this except open the can. Right? You guys might have seen the pie in the distance or on the table here too. That's the pumpkin pie that you've got in your basket as well. And it's an excellent pie. I cooked it off earlier this morning. I tested it for doneness. Actually, I think it was supposed to be 70 minutes, I guess, was on this pie, guys. Took me an hour and a half to cook this pie. My oven's calibrated as well, so, but watch your oven. All ovens are different, guys, right? The shininess you see, obviously, is the aluminum foil that I put around the edges of the crust, and that really helps to retard the darkness of the crust burning before the pie gets done. I'm going to now use my handy-dandy knife here, because I'm going to cut this turkey and shingle it. And again, you guys are going to have a turkey, kind of an oval-shaped turkey breast. What I would do if I were you, other than just following the recipe on the box, which you can and should do anyway as well, but if you want to slice the turkey before you put that entire chunk of turkey in your oven to heat it, because that's all you got to do, is I think that turkey's going to be cooked I think it's a cooked turkey breast that you guys are getting, I believe, okay? That being the case, all you gotta do is heat that, okay? And so what I've done here, this was a breast that I had to actually cook. I'm just gonna slice it for the sake of having some turkey here. I'm gonna slice it down the middle, if I were you guys, and then I would just turn that one half over, and then I would slice it. I gotta look and see which way the grain's running here. That's a video for another day or another conversation for another day. And it's running this way, so I'm gonna slice it this way, okay? And I'm gonna slice it like this. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. That's what I'd do if I were you guys. If you don't wanna put the whole turkey breast in the oven, this is gonna be a lot quicker for you. If you just start slicing your turkey like this, which is what I'm doing to this, okay? And let's get that piece sliced too. And then I'm gonna, as I've done, shingle it, and then I'm gonna put it right here, okay? Put it right there. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And we're slicing, I'm looking for the grain again, and that's going this way as well. And this turkey is done now. It's actually, I attained a temperature of 165, which is what you have to do with turkey. Even if you're cooking a raw turkey, a whole turkey, your internal temperature should be 165. And this was raw, so it attained a temperature of 165. As you can see, I just shingle it on the pan here. Next to that stuffing, I'm gonna now wrap this in aluminum foil. I want that moisture to be in there to keep it moist, okay? So we're gonna wrap this. And again, I'm saying for your turkey as well, you can do it like this. Again, slice it, shingle it, put it in one of your pans that you got, right? And then put some foil over the top of it and heat it. I'm gonna have this in the oven at about 350. Gonna go in right behind those potatoes. I'm gonna knock it down from 400 because I just heard my beeper. I got 7 minutes on that. So I'm gonna wrap it up, put it in there at 350 for about 35, 40 minutes. It'll be perfect, okay? So let's just do that now. All right. Coming together, guys, coming together. All right, that's all ready to go. And I think I'm gonna, even though it's at 400 and I've only got 6 minutes left, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. I'll go ahead and kick it down because I see my marshmallows are already melted. Let's just kick that down to 350. The next thing you'll be seeing though is a presentation on a plate as it's presented. And I think as we wrap this up, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to take a look at this. You'll hopefully get some ideas about your turkey dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, if you will. I had fun doing this, guys. I always do. And I certainly hope that you have fun and enjoy that meal along with your family if you decide to do it this way as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll be back in a little bit and we'll do a plate presentation for you. And then after that, we're going to eat. Add one of those there. Let's send some stuffing here. Stuffing turned out really well, guys. Let's put some green beans right there. With that bacon in them. Guys, I'm telling you. So let's just put some of these scrumptious potatoes here. Candied potatoes. Tastes good, looks good, smells good. Guys, I'm telling you, if you decide to do this for yourself and your family, guys, we hope that you will enjoy this. And here it is, guys. There's the presentation. It looks really good, guys. Okay? And again, I certainly hope that if you decide to make this for yourself and your family, that you guys will enjoy it as much as we're going to enjoy it as well. And again, we got some dinner rolls here. That's in your packet as well. We'll have a roll or not, if you would, okay? Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families.